Hello and welcome to another episode of Leadership Satsang. I'm your leadership coach, Yukti Mehendiratta, welcoming you to this episode of our Satsang sessions. Thank you so much for being here week after week. And today we are going to learn about how to be more consistent so that you can be even more consistent with your presence here, especially live presence here for the Leadership Satsang sessions. Let me start by saying that I'm extremely grateful to those who have made it a habit to log on to these satsang sessions every Tuesday at 8 o'clock Indian Standard Time. Means a lot, really means a lot. You know, there are times when I'm a little late from another session, thoda time lagta hai logging karne mein, and those 2-3 minutes, a lot of people reach out saying, why is the satsang session not happening today? And, you know, like I need to get back to them saying, aisa nahi hai, it's just taking a little while. But that shows how much you're looking forward to it. And that just makes it so much more exciting and worth all the effort. So a big thanks to everybody who joins in every single week. Means a lot, means really a lot more than I can say. So as we learn about how to be consistent, which I think is a challenge that we all face, let us first do what we do every single time. And that is to bring ourselves into this moment completely by chanting together. We chant Om 5 times, and I will keep the count for you. I need you to just relax wherever you are. Forget about the world. Forget about what happened before now. Forget about what will happen next. You are here, and let's be completely here just for the next 30 minutes. And what will help us to do that is to breathe in and breathe out as slowly as you can, as comfortably as you can. And as you exhale, you will chant Om. See if you can do it loud, like if you can be loud with that, and feel the vibrations that your voice will create inside the vocal cords. If you can do that, that would be great. Those vibrations can be felt, in fact, from your solar plexus upwards, if you're doing it right, yeah? But let's just keep practicing because that's the only way we'll get anything right. So may I invite you to please close your eyes and relax. If you're sitting on a chair, see if you can touch your feet on the floor, on the ground. Spine straight. Relax your shoulders and quickly scan your body to see if there is any tension anywhere, any stiffness anywhere. Just release it. Just completely release it. You readjust yourself if you need to. Loosen up from the waist if you need to. Just allow your breath to comfortably come in and go out. Take another beautiful breath in and out. And breathe in one more time. And breathe out. And with the next breath, we'll start the chant. Breathe in. Om. 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 Shanti. 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 And rub your hands together. Whenever you're ready, just place them on your eyes, and face, and ears. and the rest of your body, and slowly come back. As you do that, tell me, how are you feeling? How much of you is in this moment right now? Is it 100%? Is it 80%? 50%? I don't know. How are you feeling? How much of you is in this moment right now? Tell me, is it 100%? A little less? Or whatever it is? Let's quickly put that in the chat, which I'm looking at as we speak. Indiran, so good to have you here. Let's have a quick comment from all of you who've made the time to join me live so that I can welcome you all to the satsang session. So that's one big motivation for me, that I get to interact with all of you. And as much as the first 2 weeks, when we have 5 weeks in a month, then first 3 weeks is a bit of a monologue, but that's also on your request. So when I get a lot of questions on email, what I try and do is pick up a question which is a challenge for many, and then try and address that. So that happens in the first 2 weeks of a month in these satsang sessions. The third week, typically, or the second last week, is when we have a guest with us to talk about a specific leadership skill. And the last week is an open house. That's not a monologue. That's a bit of a dialogue. So you put out your questions in the chat, and I pick them up real time and try and answer to help you overcome those challenges. So that's how we've planned these satsang sessions. And I think today is the 66th episode, if I'm not wrong. And that is some bit of consistency, isn't it? Do you agree? Give me agree in the chat if you think that 66 episodes without wasting a single such opportunity, without missing a single week in between, we have consistently been able to connect every Tuesday at 8 p.m. And that is some level of consistency. I think the first milestone for me was 50 episodes, which we completed on 5th of December. And today we are on the 66th episode, and we have many, many more to go. I drive my inspiration from The Clutter, Shekhar Gupta's show on the print. I just love the show. I love the research that goes behind his work. And I think Shekhar Gupta right now is running some 1,200 some episode. And that is so inspiring, so inspiring. I derive a lot of inspiration from these kind of people who are so consistent with what they do, and especially if it's with the intention to serve, right? These satsang sessions are just a very small attempt from my side to serve you all and help you become better leaders and live a better life, right? So thank you for your support. That's what has helped me to stay this consistent week after week. So thank you so much, Shilpa. Mamta is here. Thank you, Mamta, for joining in. Prem Raj, Hoishi, thank you so much for joining in. Let's have a very quick hi from everyone who's joined me live. We've got some 35, almost 30, 35 people. I would love to hear from you. Which part of the world are you in? Mamta, of course, is in the US. Thank you so much, Mamta. Mamta is also somebody I am truly inspired by. She's my little sister, not so little, and was never a little sister, really, very wise, very intelligent, one of those super intelligent people you have in your family. That's Mamta for us. So she's right now working with FTA and continues to make us proud and keep supporting me with whatever I do. So here she is. Thank you so much again, my love, for being here. Awesome. So, as I kind of take you into the real understanding of what stops us from being consistent, I'm curious to know how many of you are facing this challenge in life. How many of you think that you are not a consistent person? Say me in the comments, please. Let's make it as interactive as possible. There is a bit of a lag between your response and when I get to see it. So we can keep that pace and make sure that I have that time to see how many of you are responding to the questions I'm asking, because this session is for you, right? There's no point giving you some how-tos and leaving you with that. I want to know how many of you consider yourself to be an inconsistent person, that, I'm not able to stay consistent with things. I am not so consistent. Wow. Indira and Mamta, you feel that? Anybody else? Just give me a me in the comments if you feel that you consider yourself to be an inconsistent person. Yeah, Shilpa, thank you for your honesty. Thank you so much, because this is what makes the session so meaningful, right? If this is the challenge you're facing, then let's see how to look at this challenge. Now, let me confess by saying that for a long time, I also felt that I was an inconsistent person. And like how we always do, this became an identity statement. Whenever you have a repeated behavior, whether it is positive or negative, we consider it to be who we are. Like, I am short-tempered. So now that becomes me, an identity, right? I am XYZ, that XYZ then becomes my identity, something that I resonate with, I connect with, right? I consider that to be who I am. And that was the biggest mistake to make. And as I look around and see people who feel that they are inconsistent, a large part of that is because we make that as our identity. And when you make something as your identity, your mind is conditioned to make that true, to live up to that identity, right? So if you say you are inconsistent, your mind will work towards making it happen. Your mind needs to live up to what you consider as your identity. Whether it is good or bad, that is your decision. That's not your mind's problem. Let's understand that. So why did I consider myself to be inconsistent? Because once in a while, I will pick up a book that I will not finish. Once in a while, I'll even start watching some web series, I'll leave in between. Or sometimes I'll start with a particular exercise routine and it would not continue for too long. And that's what made me conclude in my head that, oh my God, I think I'm an inconsistent person. And then I made that as my truth. And so if I were to talk about myself, I would land up slipping this confession in somewhere or another that, you know what, I wish I was more consistent. Do you relate with this? Are you able to resonate with what I'm saying? Do you have some such reason why you consider yourself to be inconsistent? Yeah, Hoishi? Indira, just give me a yes in the chat. And also tell me, why do you think so? Like, what is that one habit or that one task or that one reason that makes you believe that you are not a consistent person? Let's just look at the problem first, and then we understand the problem, and then we will get to the solution, because I have a solution for you, a very clear solution after which consistency will never be a challenge. But first, let's see, where is this coming from? What makes you believe that you are an inconsistent person? What is it? What is that one thing or a few things that you have not been consistent with? It could be, maybe that you signed up for a course, you did not complete the course. Like I gave you an example of a book. I start reading a book, I don't finish reading the book, and I call myself inconsistent. And just with that one example, what do? I overgeneralize. This is called overgeneralization. It's a type of negative thought. Negative thoughts have like multiple types, and different types of negative thoughts. One negative thought is what we call as overgeneralization, where one thing goes wrong and then we exaggerate it and we consider that to be everything, right? That every time this is my problem, I am never consistent. So here you are, Indi, you're sharing you wanted to go to the gym regularly, but unable to do so. So what do? You start calling yourself as an inconsistent person. Now, I want you to answer this question to yourself. As much as not going to the gym is an inconsistent behavior, what is it that you are doing consistently still? Think about it. Is there anything that you do consistently? Let it be anything, big or small. What is that? Let's have it in the comments if you're able to think of it, because I can tell you, without knowing your lifestyle, without knowing your routine, I can tell you there are many things that you do consistently. What is it? Mamta, what are some of the things that you do consistently? There is no inconsistency there at all. What is that? What do you do consistently? I'm sure you brush your teeth consistently, don't you? Every day, no matter what, whether you're fine, you're healthy or unhealthy or sick, you will always brush your teeth. Is that right? And you do that consistently. You eat at least once a day consistently. You sleep for whatever number of hours consistently, right? You breathing and sometimes conscious breathing consistently. You are always doing something or the other with some level of consistency, as much as you will be inconsistent with a few other things. right? So you cook consistently every day for yourself. Running, you do that consistently. So what is the point I'm making here? I want to bring to your attention a fact that no one is consistent with everything. And at the same time, no one is inconsistent at everything. You are consistent somewhere with a few things, few tasks, and somewhere else, you're not as consistent as you would like to be. Are you getting this? So just say got it in the chat. Just say got it, because it's a very, very important point I'm making right here. Before I tell you how to bring in consistency wherever you want, let us first understand the fact that you are not an inconsistent person. You are consistent with a lot of other things as much as you are inconsistent with a few others where you would like to bring in some more consistency. So if you're inconsistent, that doesn't make you the person you are. Are you getting this? Yeah. So let's just say got it in the chat, please. Let's say got it. So we are always consistent somewhere or the other, or with some of the other tasks, as much as we could be inconsistent at a few other. So we need to stop making this as our identity statement. That's the first huge takeaway that I want you to have from this session. Now let's look at ways to bring consistency into the tasks or areas of our life where we want to consciously be more consistent. How to do that. So what I'm going to share with you next is 3 principles and 3 practices of being consistent. If you want me to share that, then you know what I want from you. I want you to say BIO, bring it on, Yukti. BIO, all in caps. Let's have BIO, bring it on in the chat. And I will know that you're with me and you're absolutely eager to learn how to be consistent wherever I want to bring in consistency. It's about your willingness, right? And you are still consistent at a few other things, as we just understood. Super. So let's have a BIO, bring it on. And if you insist, I will. Here is my mind map that I want you to start creating for yourself. How to be consistent, the 3 principles and the 3 practices to help you do that. The first important principle of consistency is this. Purpose precedes persistence. Let's understand what I mean by this. If you are clear about why you need to do this consistently, is when being consistent becomes easier, right? If you're not clear about your why, if you're not clear about your purpose, then it will feel like a chore, an obligation, or a need for you to prove yourself to people. And when there is proving involved, the inner motivation is really compromised in those situations, right? Because you're kind of doing it for other people. But whatever you do, if you do it for your own reason and you have your own purpose of doing it, there is a very strong intrinsic motivation that drives you to do it. Otherwise, proving, etc., is all about that external validation. Hence, external motivation is required for you to deliver, for you to be consistent. So if you want to bring consistency into this aspect of your life, let's say, I want to be more consistent with gymming, or I want to be more consistent with whatever courses I sign up. I want to start finishing those courses. The question that you want to ask yourself is, why am I signing up for this course? How badly do I need it? What will I lose if I don't learn this program? If I don't learn this course? What will I lose if I don't go to the gym every day? What will I lose if I don't complete this book? If there is a good answer there, you will find your motivation to stay consistent. If you don't get a good answer, then question till you find one. Question till you find a good answer to continue. Otherwise, don't go ahead. Drop the book. Don't go to the gym. Maybe gym is not your thing. Maybe that program is not as exciting as it appeared to be when you registered. So when you push yourself to do it, it's not always the best practice. It looks right. Most of the times it is the right thing to do because our feelings come in the way and create resistance, and we need to learn to go beyond our feelings as leaders. I get that. I support that. I validate that like big time. But sometimes it's not needed to push yourself. If you're not clear about why you're doing it, then wait till you get that clarity. Otherwise, you will keep pushing yourself to do it, and you will bring in what we call as a confirmation bias, which means you will try and push yourself to go to the gym, where you will not be able to stay consistent, and then you will tell yourself, see, I'm not a consistent person. I told you, this is who I am. So inconsistent. Again, I tried. Again, I failed. It's ridiculous, but that's how our brain works. Confirmation bias is when we look for evidences to support what we believe in, even if we don't want to believe in that. It's a belief, and we want to substantiate that belief with our action and our behavior. So if you don't want to get stuck in this loop, then you need to ask yourself, why is it important for me to be consistent with this task or this one thing that I want to do? Spend as much time as you need to with this first principle. It's very, very important. Unless you get a good answer, nobody can help you to be consistent with that one thing, that one task, right? So that's the first principle. If you've got it, then just say got it in the chat. Just say got it, because this is very, very important. And I want you to remember this. Just go back to any part of your life, even in the past if you need to, and see what are those areas or what were those things you were not consistent with. And then question yourself, were you clear about why you were doing it? Was it important? Were you clear about what you will lose if you don't go ahead with that? If there was clarity, if there was ease in doing it. If there's no clarity, it's always a push. It's always an obligation. It'll always be a chore. And it will then take away your ability to stay consistent. Right? The second principle is what you do sometimes is what you do all the time. What you do sometimes is what you do all the time. What does that mean? That means if sometimes you can feel lazy, then you allow yourself to feel lazy whenever you want to feel lazy. If sometimes you can cheat, then you allow yourself to cheat whenever you want to cheat. Whatever you do sometimes is what you do all the time. That means we need to give ourselves the experience of what I call as tough love. What is tough love? Tough love is given to those who we really care for, like our children, for example, right? Sometimes we shout at them, we scream at them. Why? For their good. We try to tell them something that they need to do. They need to go beyond their feeling. They feel like doing this, but they should do that. And we understand that is better than this. So we push them, we shout at them, we do whatever we need to do to give them that guidance, right? That's tough love. It's love. If there's no love, why would I care what you do? Isn't it? So sometimes we need to offer that tough love to ourselves. We can't just get carried away with our feelings. आज मन कर रहा है तो काम किया, कल नहीं कर रहा है तो नहीं किया, right? तो ये मन जो है ना, इसको काबू में लाना हमारी responsibility है. That's what leadership is all about, isn't it? So remember this. What you do sometimes is what you do all the time. If you show up all the time. You don't decide that I'll show up and I feel like showing up. You know what we do as leaders? We see our feelings, we acknowledge our feelings, but we train ourselves to go beyond it. There are times when I don't feel like doing what I need to do, maybe the next session, and I love doing what I do. I'm extremely passionate about my work. But there are times when I'm like little, oh, not today. And then what do? You just get up, dress up, and show up. That's what you do. And that's what you do all the time. Right? So that's the second principle of being consistent. The third principle is you haven't done enough until you achieve a new normal. Very interesting. This is usko dhyan se samajhte hain ek baar. What does this mean? So if for you, going to the gym twice a week is no big deal. Your challenge is that you're not able to go 5 times a week. And even if you go 5 times a week, it's just once in a, lifetime that week came in, that, that in that one particular week, I went for 5 days to the gym. And then next week, it's again once a week or twice a week. So if my threshold is here, and this much is no problem, I start gymming, I start going for my workout, I go for like maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks consistently. After that, it fizzles out. So that's my normal. What do I need to do? I need to bring in some more consistency so that I raise the bar for myself and create a new normal. So instead of celebrating the fact that I've gone for 3 weeks consistently, which is a normal thing for me, because I know till 3 weeks, I will keep myself motivated. After that, it fizzles out. I'm not able to stay consistent. So what's my new normal? My new normal is, okay, I'm not going to celebrate or even talk about it till I'm consistently at it for 4 weeks. And then I raise the bar further. I'm going to consistently be at it for 6 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, 12 months. Are you getting what I'm saying? Right? So don't beat yourself up when you miss out, knowing that you have already gone beyond your normal. Your normal threshold was here. You've already gone beyond that and shown some more consistency. It calls for a little bit of a celebration. Don't hesitate in patting your back. You know, ये हमारे culture में है. हमें ऐसे सिखाया गया है. We've been brought up like that. That don't celebrate your success. Don't talk good things about you. You don't have to be a narcissist. You don't have to go around gloating. But you do need to admit the fact that you're on the right track. You do need to bend your elbow and pat your back sometimes. You need to do that. And if you don't, you will forever wait for somebody else to do that for you. Imagine that level of dependency. And let me tell you, a lot of us live like that. Waiting for somebody else to tell us that we are good, we are on the right path, we're doing something good, right? And I wonder why. Why should we put that load on somebody else? If you know you're on the right track, take a moment, pat your back, treat yourself with a nice cup of coffee or whatever you call a celebration, and then move on towards the next milestone. That's how we bring in consistency. These are the 3 important principles of consistency that you must remember. And I hope that you don't choose one of the principles as your takeaway, but all 3. Bring in all 3 principles in your understanding of what consistency is. You cannot be consistent if you don't know your purpose, if you don't do what you do all the time, and if you are not pushing your normal to another level, which you can call as your new normal. That's how we bring in consistency. Now, let me tell you the practice, how to practice being consistent. But before I share that in the next couple of minutes, I'm curious to know, are you getting something from this discussion? Yeah. Have you had like a mind-blowing moment already? Then give me MB in the chat. Yeah. If you've experienced a mind-blowing moment or a light bulb moment or whatever you want to call it, I'm curious to know. I'm curious to know if you've had that experience, because, you know, consistency requires an internal shift, a mindset shift. You need to start looking at yourself differently. You need to start changing the language in which you talk to yourself, the self-talk. And that is what we've covered already as I took you through these 3 principles. So I'm very curious to know if you've had a light bulb moment or a mind-blowing moment, then give it to me in the comments. And as you do that, I will tell you the 5-step practice that you need to bring in to stay consistent. Number 1, choose your battle. Don't try to be consistent with 4 things at the same time. Choose one and one only, knowing why this one is important for you and the most important for you. Which means what? Yeah, okay, I'm not very consistent with my intermittent fasting. I'm also not consistent with finishing the books that I start reading. But you know what? I want to be consistent with my workout. And why? Because this is what I will lose if I don't do it today, if I don't start with it now. What is my normal? That once I start, I know for a month, I will go. After that, I will stop going. What will be my new normal? My first milestone, 2 months. And after I'm consistent with it for 2 months, I'll do a little bit of a silent, quiet, personal, private celebration with myself, and I will move ahead towards my next milestone. Are you getting the drift here? You're looking at one thing that you want to bring consistency in, knowing why it's important for you. The second step is to crack it down. Bring it down into tiny baby steps. What will it take? What resources you will need? What are the things that you need to do to bring this consistency in? Maybe you need to set an alarm to wake up at a certain time. Maybe you don't need to push yourself to make it so early that it is inconvenient for you. If you wake up at 7, can you start waking up at 6:30 instead of straight away joining the 5 a.m. club? Are you understanding this, right? So don't set a tall order for yourself. Just go easy and create these baby steps that you need to achieve and go through to get to that level of consistency you want. The third is to remember that if you miss the bus, you can catch it. Don't make it a big deal or go on an ego trip or a victim trip, for God's sake. Don't become a victim saying, oh God, here it is. Why am I like that? Why does it happen to me? Again, I missed out my workout today. Sure you did. Can you catch the bus in the evening? You can't? All right, go tomorrow morning. But do not stop going because you missed today. You will go tomorrow. You will catch the bus. The fourth is to choose your environment. It matters so much, right? The company you keep. If you are in the company of those who enjoy workout, they will nudge you, right? They will prod you. You can put your hand up and ask for help. Say, you know what? If you don't see me at the gym, just call me, man. Get me out of my bed. I need that nudge for a couple of days and I'll be good. Do what it takes, but you will be able to get the support only when you have that kind of environment around you. So be very mindful of the kind of people you have around you. If you have unproductive people around you, you cannot be productive. No matter what you do, no matter how much you know about productivity, that's how it is. That environment has a huge influence. If that's not the only influence, it definitely is the biggest influence that plays on us. And the fifth is to create accountability. This is amazing and amazingly powerful, right? So what is creating accountability? It's about declaring what you intend to do and where you want to bring in consistency, and then reaching out to a loved one. It could be someone from your office. It could be someone from your family or your friends. And, you tell this person that, you know what, Shilpa, I want you to be my accountability partner. I want to be accountable to you and tell you every week how many times this week have I gone to the gym, and I'll be very honest, and I request you to not judge me. But under this pressure that I want to create on myself to come and tell you, it will help me to stay on track a lot more than otherwise. So I want to tell you every Sunday that last 1 week, these are the number of times I managed to go out for my workout. And I want you to look forward to this update from me. And I want to come back and tell you that I went every single day. That's what I want to say. But I will tell you the truth. I am accountable towards you. When you create that accountability, you build in that commitment within yourself, right? Why? Because we don't want to fall short on our words in front of people. We are hardwired to maintain our image. So when there's an internal dialogue, ना अंदर जब ये सब कमिटमेंट कॉन्वर्सेशन चल रही होती है तो चीट करना बहुत आसान होता है, क्योंकि आप खुद को बोल रहे हो, और खुद को चीट करना तो सबसे आसान है कि किसी को क्या मालूम कि मैंने यहाँ पे ये कमिटमेंट किया and I needed to be consistent. So what do? I cut corners. But the moment I involve somebody else, now I want to maintain my image. And if that is true, it's great that we know how to use it to our favor. Are you getting this? So in another conversation, I might challenge this thought and ask you to revisit this way of thinking. But for now, let's just accept that as a very good way to push ourselves in the right direction, to do the right thing, to win the battle that you choose to win. And one battle at a time. So go ahead with these 3 principles and bring these 5 practices to life. Once you do that, then being consistent will never, ever be a challenge for you. I really do want to know how this works out for you and what is your biggest takeaway from today's satsang session. Please do make time to put it in the comments. And once again, thank you so much for being here. I want to share with you that I have taken another challenge to practice my consistency. And I'm calling that as a 30 days challenge to be a better leader by the end of 30 days. I rolled it out today on Insta. My Insta handle is Yukti Talks, and also YouTube. My YouTube channel is Yukti Mehndi Ratta. So every day, starting today, I will be putting out a leadership challenge for you all for the next 30 days. That's my promise. That is me putting myself out there to see how consistent I can be with this one as well. Why? Because my purpose is clear. And I know that when I want to do it, I will do it because there is a clear purpose behind it. And the purpose is to help you become great leaders. So please join me in this very interesting initiative I've rolled out today. Stay connected and follow on YouTube and Insta so that you get to know about these daily challenges. And the idea is to have fun while you're at it. Let's make this as a start of how easy it can be for us to stay consistent when we want. Till I see you next, please take very good care of yourself. Thank you so much for joining in. God bless you all.